I'm sorry, kiddo, I really am. You have a good soul. And I hate giving good people bad news.
I'm Tony, he's Mike, and how do you follow up a well-received review about meatballs? Why, you do Sleepaway Camp, of course.
Naturally.
Welcome to Sleepaway Camp. Someone is watching you.
Hey, Baba, Reba!
Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
Turn the wheel! Oh my God!
Sleepaway Camp. You won't be coming home.
Starring Felissa Rose as Angela. And that's all I got for a cast.
Starring. Let's just put it like this. The acting prowess and power on display here.
Hey, man, it's hard to have a stone cold face like that. I mean, because essentially it's the blink first contest, and she wins every fucking time.
What are you looking at?
Listen, Angela, let's say, me and you go for a little walk somewhere. What do we talk about tonight, huh?
Well, not going in the water again, huh, Angela? What's the matter?
There is only one, I did some digging on this one. There is only one actor that actually had any work after this in this movie.
And it is?
And it's the girl that played Meg. And apparently
Okay.
she wound up doing a bunch of TV stuff and then some soap opera stuff.
Good for her.
So yeah, she's not even like a top tier, one of the named characters or stars. She's like one of the camp counselors that like shows up like 4 times. So I guess she's got that going for her. But would you like to run us through the plot of this film?
So the plot is you start off with I guess kind of a flashback where you had this family on this boat, and there's these other kids that are skiing, and the girl and the guy on the ski boat, was the girl convinces the guy to let her drive. She's a terrible driver. That's a poor mistake. She runs into Angela, Peter, and their father on their sailboat.
Yes.
Tragically, everybody but Angela dies and gets taken in by her psychotic doctor aunt.
What are they?
Why, they're your physicals, of course. We can't go to camp without our physicals now, can we? Just be careful not to tell anyone how you got them.
So anyways, years later, Angela and her cousin Ricky go to camp
Arawak.
Arawak.
Whack as hell.
And so
they hire only the finest ex-convicts and pedophiles.
This is very true. This is very true because the kids are picking on Angela, and one of the counselors takes her into the kitchen area so she could pick out a treat from the pantry. One treat she wasn't prepared for was the cook's corn dog. Ricky sneaks in, or stumbles upon them before the deed can commence. And from there, shenanigans ensue.
Let's cut to the chase, people. This movie is f***ing stupid.
Stupid fun.
Yes, absolutely. It is dumb as hell. But while you're watching it, you won't mind so much. Now, it's not that there's like a bunch of really attractive ladies in it, because there's not. It's not like there's a bunch of really witty, funny dialogue in there, because there's not. But what it does have is some incredibly creative kills. And let's cut to the chase on this one. The boiling water kill was spectacular.
gonna kill me. Well, get the hell over here and help me down. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Man! Man!
Where do you go shopping to find a pot of water this big because you're cooking corn? Wouldn't a cauldron do? I mean, wouldn't you want that like near floor level? Why would we put it up here and then have it to where I have to salt it by standing on a stool?
I always wondered that too. I mean, because basically got a fucking water heater on top of a fucking stove.
So
how long would it take that fucking water to boil?
It would hours. The amount of water in there was ridiculous. But then he's got to add salt and then shuck the corn and then throw it. So after Chef Montpigny gets boiled a little bit, does he die or does he just get cooked really well?
He gets cooked really well.
No.
And then Mel decides to cover this shit up and promote the other guy.
Yeah, it was just an accident. He promotes the other guy. The other guy, by the way, James Earl Jones' father.
Guess that makes you the head man here now, doesn't it?
I wasn't thinking much about myself, Mr. Kostick. I just don't see how something like that could happen.
Besides, $50 more a week can't be all that bad now, can it?
No, sir. I always thought he had a little devil in him.
That is Robert Earl Jones. That is James's daddy, and it just goes to prove that talent skips a generation sometimes. When you see him and you hear him talk, you'll be all like, kind of looks like a dollar store James Earl Jones. That's because he is. So we move on from there, and the next kill, we have the boiling water, and then we have what comes next? We have
oh, dude, I don't know. One of the
we have the
teenage boys fucking dies from a hornet getting put.
Yes, the wasp nest being thrown in there.
What the hell are you doing? Hey, get that thing out of here! Come on, get it out! Hey, get away! God, somebody help me! Help me!
I think
it's bees actually, because they show him climbing all over.
Whatever,
him.
it doesn't matter. Insects, a swarm of insects.
It matters to him, but the rest
no,
of
it didn't.
us,
He's fucking dead.
Not so much. And then you have what's his name? Morty, the guy who runs the camp.
Mel.
Mel gets an arrow through the throat.
It can't be you. It can't be. It can't be.
And it's an incredibly convincing looking effect. So we'll just skip that one. It's cool looking though. It's kind of like one of those. Oh wow, that was well done. So,
Meg gets stabbed in the shower.
Yes. And then you have the curling iron. And let's talk about where was that curling iron placed to kill her?
I think you can kind of guess.
Yeah, I was going to say
that goes.
Oh, it's you. What do you want? Well?
I was assuming that was the case, but I wasn't sure, and I just wanted to know if I was just, bringing my own baggage to it, or was that intentional? So I can only assume that it was intentional. That
Yeah, there's mutilation.
Yeah, there's.
Yes, is about the safest way you can say that. There's mutilation in this movie.
And then so we have all that. We have the decapitation at the end, and then spoilers. Angela's not really Angela.
God, she's a boy.
It's Peter, and we mean that both ways. So.
So basically how this breaks down is this is so Peter survives the crash or the accident, and so it gets adopted by Dr. Martha Wayne, but she already has a son. You can't have two sons. That just won't do. Oh, that won't do at all. So we gotta have a little girl.
You see, I've always wanted a little girl, but it certainly will be a nice little surprise when Richard comes home to find a little girl in the house. I mean, we already have a boy, so another one simply would not do. A little girl would be so much nicer, don't you think so, Angela?
But yeah, Peter gets dressed up as Angela, and yeah, that would scar you,
psychologically
and then-
scar almost anybody.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
having a
and-
boat drive over your head isn't going to help. I have notes.
I have notes as well. Well, go ahead.
All right, so this had a $350,000 budget, and it shows. And it went
They
on.
maximized that $350,000.
No, they really didn't. But it did, however, go on to make $11 million at the box office.
Yes.
It was filmed in 5 weeks. I already told you about Robert Earl Jones. Judy, who was the girl that had interesting things done with the curling iron, went on. She made a follow-up short film in 2014 where she reprises her role as the Judy character. I have not seen it. I must hunt it down. If you know where to find it, throw a link below. I am all eyes and ears on that one. That's it. That's what I got. There's a lot of digging to be done on this one, but a lot of it was trash reading. But I know that the response to this film, the reaction to this film, was super hardcore back in the day, and I think that was exactly what they set out to do. They wanted to push buttons because they didn't have any money to promote the film. But boy, if you piss the right people off, they'll promote it for you. There is no such thing as bad press, and this movie pressed buttons like crazy, and for that, mad respect. You knew exactly how to take your little $350,000 Friday the 13th ripoff film and maximize everything about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm laughing about it, but at the same time, is this a good movie? No. But I have watched all 5 of the Sleepaway Camp films. That's right, 5 of them. And I appreciate each one of them for the wonderful little gem of cinematic trash that they are.
Yeah. So, well, I think you think the quality of this film isn't all that great, and it's not. But the acting that they get out of these kids is pretty darn good. Because
that's something else.
Judy plays a great bitch.
Yes.
So does Meg.
Yeah.
They do a fantastic job as these little snarky little bitches that get their digs on Angela, either because Angela's like a threat to them, like as in like, you know,
she doesn't fit in, and therefore
she's socially awkward and stuff like that. So if there's something that pisses them off, instead of them taking out on whatever, they just take that shit on Angela.
Yeah,
you know?
situationally,
Yeah.
it all feels very true. It all feels very genuine. And that was something else that I had read about this. Unlike a lot of other films where they cast much older actors and then they're supposed to be playing teenagers, everybody in this film was an actual teenager by and large. So that's why there's no boobs or anything like that, because they were all minors. And unlike the head chef of Camp Arawak, the director is not pervy. So
the cousin Ricky is perfectly portrayed. I mean, he's like is just going to defend Angela.
I was
to the
surprised.
death.
I was surprised when I didn't see more acting credits after that, because he does a fine job with the material that he was given, and he's convincing as the protective cousin. He's been to this camp before, and he knows the lay of the land. He knows who these people are, and they start messing with his cousin, and he's going to step up. I get all of that, and it was well done.
And then you got poor Paul, who's the unfortunate love interest in this film. He didn't know any better. I mean, she's a perfectly cute girl with some issues and some extra baggage.
I'm not going to fault him. She was perfectly adorable. So that's it. I am not here to cast judgment, but
they're not afraid to kill kids, because obviously, like you said, everybody in this thing was a minor, and especially at the end, where the one poor camp counselor takes the 2 kids back, the ones that they're all camping at towards the end, and the 2 are whining back, oh, we'll go back to camp, it's cold.
I want to go back. I'm cold.
Forget it.
Eddie! Please, Eddie.
Fine, I'll drive you guys back. He comes back, and they're dead. Everyone got decapitated.
It was definitely, it's brutal. It is a brutal. The gore effects in the film are really well done, and I will say from a technical standpoint, while this movie lacks in its performances and it lacks in its script, it is very well shot. It is incredibly well lit. It is incredibly well framed. You see everything that's going on. They want you to see. So from a technical level, they knew exactly what they were doing. It looks like a movie. It does not look like a bunch of people that just like point the camera that way and I don't know, try to get it. They knew what they were doing. It's just limited resources lead to limited results. But $11 million in box office on a 350. That is a 30%, 30 times return on money. They did just fine.
No, they did great. The kills are good. The acting by the kids is good, and the acting by everybody else is good enough. There's one thing that didn't make any sense to me in this movie, though.
Just one?
Just one, and that is the quote unquote romance. Or what could have been a romance between Meg and Mel. Meg, the camp counselor, and Mel, the guy that's running the camp.
A May December sort of thing.
I guess so.
Hey, guess who has the night off tonight?
Well, congratulations.
Listen, I was thinking. Remember that dinner you promised me up at your place?
Yeah.
Because she was getting ready at the end. When she gets killed, take a shower to go meet Mel for their date. You're not dating Mel. If you're some cute little teenage, counselor.
Camp counselor,
Yeah, you're not going after fish face Mel. I mean, he's not a handsome man.
No, he's not. But he's got socks that cover everything up to his knees, so he's a gentleman. He smokes only the finest cigars. His hiring practices are unquestionable.
You mean very questionable?
Maybe he's got a really cool car.
And that's the other thing, too. It's like every other person in this movie, doesn't make terribly horrible decisions. They make some silly decisions, but nothing like outside of But Mel's a f***ing idiot and tries to cover up everything until like the very end.
Poor guy must be going crazy.
Yeah, if he's lucky. Look, can we move this along, please? There's no need to upset the campers, right?
As far as I can tell, the boy drowned.
He was horsing around, a canoe tipped over, he must have hit his head.
I don't think so. Weren't any bumps or bruises?
It was obviously an accident. I mean, the boy might have got scared and panicked, right?
It even goes so far as like thinking Ricky is the one that's causing all these murders.
Yes, and he beats Ricky to a pulp almost to death.
I killed that cut of your belly, just like you left Meg! I didn't do
And then the cop that shows up, there's a cop shows up earlier when there's the first death, and Mel's like, no, it had to be an accident, it had to be an accident, it had to be an accident. Well, apparently sometime between the time that they shot that scene and later in the film when the deputy shows back up again, he had to shave for a role or a date or church or something because you can very clearly tell it's a fake stuck-on mustache.
I didn't notice that.
I saw that. And I was laughing so hard every time they show him. He's trying to be the cop, and he's all doing the Burt Reynolds thing. You can very clearly tell they just glued it and stuck it right onto his lip. It's amazing. You'll appreciate it when you go back and look for it. I am of two minds on this film.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a bad movie, but it is the exact kind of bad movie that you love bad movies for.
Yes, absolutely, all day long.
This is an absolute buy. This is an absolute share it with your friends. This is the perfect film to have a bunch of buddies over and have some beer and shout shit at the TV screen while it's happening. It's perfect. If you didn't know that already, you're welcome.
Yeah, this to me is superior than Friday the 13th. The first Friday the 13th.
You're not wrong, because the first Friday the 13th is very cheap looking.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much that. It's just dull and it's boring.
Yes.
It's a very boring movie. It's not till like the last third of the movie that it really starts picking up and getting interesting. starts and ends
much
insane.
stronger.
Much
Yeah.
stronger.
So,
And not only that, you got all these shocking twists and turns that go on there. This is the first movie I can think of, at least an American film, and especially a horror film, that dabbles in these weird sexual things like this, you know, with strange genders and homosexuality and kind of these other things and stuff.
It's very well. It's not a mainstream film, so they can get away with it, and that's kind of, you got to start on the periphery and then work your way in. Because I was gonna say, I rewatched Death Trap with Christopher Reeve and Michael Caine not too terribly long ago, and I was thinking, this is like, as far as I know, this is the first mainstream film that portrayed a homosexual relationship, and they didn't do it in a skeevy or weird way. Now, granted, they're both involved in covering up a murder, but you know, it was like I said.
Funny thing you should mention that, because then you also got Michael Caine in Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill.
Yeah.
Who's a cross-dressing killer.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
What year was Dressed to Kill?
I thought it was 84, but I'm not positive on that.
I know it's early 80s.
And then, while we wait for that, there was also Al Pacino that was in Cruising.
1980.
Oh,
well, there you go. Okay, so this actually predates.
Yeah. So, and then there was what, Al Pacino, or it was either Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, I don't remember which one. But there was a movie called Cruising, and he's an undercover cop, and he's going into, you know, gay clubs because he's trying to hunt down somebody that's targeting the homosexual community. So it was just starting to emerge at that point. It was just starting to like be something that you could put on film without like people freaking out or
they
know.
still freak the
They
out.
still freak out. But there's nothing new under the sun. I never understood the pearl clutching on that one. It just really kind of just pisses me off. And, the character's gay. Who gives a shit? So, you know, like, really.
Again, this is 1980. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
It's just a different time.
It doesn't mean it was a better time. It just means it was a different time. So...
It is what it is.
Exactly.
Right. And
exactly.
that's all I can really say about that. I very much enjoyed this film. Again, like I said, it's superior to Friday the 13th Part 1. Now, I like the sequels. The Friday the 13th sequels
Friday the 13th really kicks off with two on, but I agree with you completely. Friday the 13th, the original, it is a slog to get through the first half of that film. So
but yeah, this is an absolute recommend. It's a buy, especially if you're a horror fan. It's absolutely must-have. There's a reason why this always shows up in horror film top lists.
Yes.
You know, and yes, you got that, you know, the twist ending, which is good, but everything up even until that point is still very good and very solid, even without the twist ending.
It's very watchable. And any way you want to cut it, it is very watchable. And the twist ending, again, it was done with the intent of shocking you, and that's exactly what it does the first time you see this. And it's like in your face, boom, nothing.
There it is.
So I will, however, say that Angela is a lot hairier with her shorts off than I was expecting. So it's naturally curly. It's not a perm. Do you have anything else? We will catch you next time.